This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. I want to talk about credit, just in general terms.
First of all, people even have questions about credit? I mean, that's not a popular topic, right?
Credit is like the most mysterious thing in the world to me. I mean, when you say FICO score, people think, they really don't know what that means, honestly.
Yeah.
And but FICO score, even your FICO score isn't your FICO score.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right?
There are flavors of FICO scores or colors of the rainbow there. Like, so FICO is Fair Isaac Corporation, right? So they're the company been around a long time, and they have multiple versions of the credit score formula that they use depending on the context. Mortgages are mandated to use a FICO that goes back into the 90s. Actually, it's a version that was created back then. It's FICO 5, which is very different than, or it is different, not very different, but different than the current version, which is like FICO 9.
Okay.
If you look at your credit cards, they're giving out your credit score frequently now. That's usually like FICO 8, and it's the credit card version. And that's the other thing is not only are there different versions, there are different flavors insofar as there's formulas that are specialized for auto loans, for mortgages, for credit cards. And so there are different variant offshoots of that. As a real life human being out there, you want to try to find something that is close to your real score, as I would say, or what we use in the mortgage business. This credit score given to you by your credit cards is usually very close to the real number that we would get.
Oh, I was going to ask that question.
That's great.
So that's the one. Pay attention to those. They're going to be really close. There are certain things that people will do that actually harm them more than help them.
Like closing an account.
Closing an account. My seniors do this all the time.
Big mistake. Yeah.
They will close an account thinking that having more credit is bad and this kind of thing. Closing a revolving credit account is almost never good for you.
Right.
So when I say revolving, I mean like credit card account, right?
Right.
If you close those, you're probably doing more harm than good.
Right.
People have an instinct of saying, oh, I'm going to take some savings that I have and I'm going to pay off my car, and that's going to boost my credit score. No.
Yeah.
Paying off an installment loan does not improve your credit.
Right.
Like in the credit score formula itself specifically, the balance that you owe on an installment loan, like a car loan or a student loan, is irrelevant to your credit score. So there's no difference between having $1 million or $1,000. It's the same difference in your credit score.
I didn't know that. Okay.
The only thing that's being measured is how long you've had the account open, how long you've been on time on it, that sort of thing. Other common mistakes I have from people is they will instinctively say, ooh, I'm going to pay off that collection that was on my credit report, right? I have this from 5 years ago, and I'm going to pay that because I want to have my credit look as clean as possible. There's two things I want you to know about that. One is almost never does a mortgage ask you to pay a collection.
Really?
Almost never.
Wow.
Okay, so the instinct of wanting to pay that off like you need to, that's false. Then you have this instinct of, oh, if I pay it off, my credit will be better. And in reality, that's not true either in most cases. So here's what people want to know. The most important thing about a collection is when it happened. So if I take a collection that was 5 years old and you owe $500 on it, and I pay it off, what you've done there is you've now changed the balance to zero, but it looks like it happened to you yesterday.
Oh.
And so that actually pushes your credit score down because it was a collection that just happened to you. Not 5 years ago, you reset the date on it.
Okay.
And so that harms your credit in the short run. In the long run, things are better.
Right.
But in the short run, you've done more harm than good.
What about when people call up for credit repair? I mean, I know that there's companies out there who do nice work, and there's others who just, I don't know that they know all the things that you know.
Well, I mean, for me, this is one of those areas, unfortunately, there's a lot of bad actors out there. Credit repair should last maybe 6 months at most.
Right.
If they have you on a plan where you've been paying for a year, you're getting taken advantage of, you need to get out.
Okay.
And that's just me speaking as a human being to you. Get out of those.
But I would tell my clients whenever they have they're interested in buying a home and they're concerned, or a little bit concerned about the credit, I tell them just talk to your lender, and you guys can at least help them point them in the right direction for the most part.
I mean, like 50% of my job is the planning process.
Yeah.
How do I get you in the best possible situation to be able to get what you want? I mean, that's part of the consultation that we end up doing is tell me what you want. I'm going to help you to figure out how to get there.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. If you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, just call me off air or text me at 702-203-1165. You can also check us out on the web at lvrealestateradio.com or on our handle on social media at LV Real Estate Radio. We'll meet you on the radio next Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on the new 101.5 FM, 720 AM KDWN, the Talk of Las Vegas.